Greetings, dear listeners. Hope you're all doing well. It's been raining for the last 24 hours here, and I've been saving this one for a rainy day. I think you'll see why. Hi, Warren. I live alone, so I found life during the pandemic pretty lonely. I began taking long walks to fill in the time, but there's only so many times you can walk around Lake Wascana. So one sunny afternoon, I decided to drive out to Condi to walk around and see a little nature. I got out there late afternoon. It was April, so there was still snow on the ground, but it promised to be a warm day. I did the usual stuff you do there. Visited the little nature center, the stone circles, looked for Saskatoons. It was actually hot, and I was all bundled up, long sleeves, gloves, etc. But you can't remove any layers, as the grass there is full of ticks and I don't want any Lyme disease. I was working my way around the small lake when I noticed the clouds were gathering and the air temperature was getting steadily colder. But, like a fool, I ignored it and kept poking around the trees, still looking for berries. To be honest, I don't even know if Saskatoons were in season. April? I doubt it. But it's the thought that counts, right? Now, the weather out there, out at Condi, out here, can change pretty fast, as you know. And soon it was almost as black as night. And rain began to fall, lightly at first, but then heavier and heavier. My car was on the other side of the park, so I knew I wasn't going to make it in time. So I ran for the nearby shelter, which is an open structure, basically a roof over a bunch of picnic tables, but with a wall at the back. In other words, it's open on one side. I just managed to get under the roof of the shelter when the sky opened and the rain poured down, followed by hail, which rattled like buckshot on the roof. The formerly warm day had turned icily cold and black as midnight, and between the sheets of rain, hail, and the darkness, it was impossible to see anything much outside the shelter. Well, there was nothing for it but to wait out the storm, and hope it ended as quickly as most prairie storms. I'd just taken my phone out when I became aware of a person, or rather a presence, on the other side of the shelter. It wasn't a very big structure, but it was as dark as pitch, and I only became aware of them because they'd moved. I couldn't really see them. They were more of an inky mass, but I could hear heavy breathing, and I thought I could see two eyes peering at me through the gloom. "Hello?" I said, no answer. "I hope this storm won't last long," I said, but still no response. I then heard a sound like the low growling of a dog, and my companion then took a step towards me. It seemed huge, and so I used the light from my phone and shone it towards the thing. It was huge, covered in black fur, with the head and muzzle of a wolf, with reddish eyes and rows of sharp teeth. The head and muzzle of a wolf with reddish eyes and rows of sharp teeth, gleaming like razors in the light. And most amazing of all, it was standing on its hind legs. It made a sudden lunge towards me and vanished into the gloom. Simply vanished. It didn't run out into the night. Just disappeared right before my eyes. The storm was over about 10 minutes later, and I got the hell out of there. What was it? A werewolf? A dog man? A ghost? A werewolf ghost like what Elliot O'Donnell described? Let me know your thoughts. Well, dear listeners, let me know your thoughts. What did my correspondent see? Was it a werewolf? A dog man? A ghost? Was it a mutated Saskatoon bush? What do you think it was? Let me know in the comments below. Stay safe, stay subscribed, ring that bell so you won't miss any upcoming videos. Please share my material with anyone you please. If this is your first visit to my channel, my name is Warren. I write and tell original ghost stories and original horror stories about cryptids such as the Night Floaters, werewolves, and the Black-Eyed Children. And of course, everybody, let's make like werewolves and stay hungry, particularly if you can get your hands on some Saskatoon pie. I'm now going to ask the lovely and talented camera crew to give you a panorama shot of tonight's sky. We've had gray sky and drizzle all day, so it's really beautiful now. So, till midnight, cheers.